dorms, yeah, please check in with your child, listen to them, pay attention to what is happening. I've been doing an investigation for the last 2 weeks because I got a complaint. I didn't want to talk about it. I'm not going to call the name of the institution as yet because I'm waiting to see what will happen this week. Imagine having half slab of a cheese to share for 300 children for breakfast. Just imagine that. Imagine cooking sausage or whatever it is, preparing meals. It is not used out. And you put it in a freezer a week after you're giving the children to eat at the dorms. I know this will raise some eyebrows. But I'm calling on the relevant authorities that have taken these children in your care to ensure that you provide nutritious, healthy, wholesome meals for these children. Don't treat them like prisoners. Imagine getting 2 slices of bread and the cheese and even cover half of a slice of a bread. These are things that should not be happening. And people operating as though they got save monies for institution. If you budget monies to be spent for the institution so that the children and the staff can benefit, then come on, let's do it. Spend the money, invest wisely, and let the children enjoy. If you're staying at the dorms, those children must be comfortable. It's something I've been speaking about year ago, year come. It is something I deal with children who, from time to time, would be in the dorms. And when you listen to them, they're distressed about the type of things they're eating. I still have a letter on my table that I've collected from a child a couple of years back, he was describing his life in the dorms. And I can tell you, his description, from my investigation, no, the children are not saying much of anything different. And so I want to encourage parents and even the persons who are looking after the children in the dorms, if they're not bringing the right thing, I've got to speak about it. We have to take care of our nation's children. We have to take care of our people properly. And so if you recognize that what they're doing is not wholesome or healthy for our children, then we have to speak about it. So I want to encourage parents who have their children staying at any dorms. Keep communicating with your children. Find out from them. Don't doubt them. A child might tell you, no, mommy, I can't take the food in the dorms because of how it tastes, how it is prepared. It don't taste properly. Don't doubt them. If you got to find extra money to help them buy something to eat, do that. I would have done that years ago and still do it today, where I help children if they're uncomfortable to give them alternatives to eat. We should not be in this day and age getting all this funding. Children got, imagine half slab. I still try to figure out half slab of cheese for 300 children. How are you sharing that? How are you cutting it? So that 300 children could benefit from this half slab of cheese. I mean, if we're taking care of the children, we got to look at their nutrition because, it's not healthy for them to work without eating adequately nutritious meals. It wouldn't help them in any way. So you should be encouraged to provide healthy meals to the children, fresh meals, by the way. That's something that I really enjoy, that I can get up every day and cook my own fresh food every day for my family so that they can eat. These are things that we want to see happening in these institutions when we're taking care of the children. You provide a meal, ensure the meal is wholesome. Ensure it is adequate. Imagine me getting 2 slices of bread and not even a piece of cheese to cover half of a slice of a bread. These are things that we need to look at. And so I will be waiting to see what actions will be taken along the way to help these children. If it is not done, then I can come here on my program and I can start calling out the names of the institution and let people like me get wrong. The education ministry need to pay attention to the nutrition of our children or whoever is responsible that are staying in these institutions. You cannot treat them as though they don't have any rights. You freeze in sausage stew 1 week, 2 weeks, and then starving the people to rent. Come on, people, come on. No. It makes no sense. Make enough, let them use it out, and that's it. because you have to think about the health of the children and how they cope. I even heard that in one institution, you have children, when they eat certain things, they get sick, and so they go to the health center every week. So this is an issue that must be addressed. We're talking about education. Education comes with nutrition. It's just like the hot meals that they said they're serving the children. Sometimes you see when I'm trying to open them thing and show you what come inside. It's better they don't eat. If we're serving the children, come on, let's serve them nutritious meals that they can enjoy, not because giving it for free. They can enjoy, it can digest well, and the children can be comfortable. And this is something that must be dealt with. And I encourage the relevant authorities. See, I came this morning, I didn't call names. I encourage the relevant authorities who has responsibility for people's children they are taking care of to ensure they're served with the love that they and respect that they ought to be served with. And treat the workers properly too. That's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Our children must feel protected. Our parents who send the children to stay at the dorms must not have to sleep at night and worry, oh gosh, my child ain't got nothing proper to eat. Or my child will get sick when they eat from the kitchen. We don't want that. What we want is to see our children being able to adequately say that they're comfortable, they feel respected, they have good meals to eat. It's better to give them a small meal and it's tasty than to give them a whole set of food and it didn't taste good. That is something that you need to look at. We must do that so that our children can feel protected. And so this morning I call on the education ministry to do what is necessary. Please visit and see what's happening in our dorms and our children, how they are being treated, so that you can take the necessary steps to ensure that our children feel safe and protected. Now to my constituency. I want to say that I'm really delighted to work with the people on the East Bank corridor, who I mainly interact with for my parliamentary work. Interact with a lot of people, but on the East Bank, even if I'm not there, they will call, they will text, they will remind you, no, MP, this is what's happening in my area. All these things are happening and it's affecting us. And so I must commend them for keeping the boots on the ground and paying attention. One of the issues since I came back I've been looking at, I have not approached the NDC yet. Craig Caledonia Good Success NDC. Today in Craig, they will have their village day. And their activity will be at the community ground. I was there last year, so I will visit again this year with the people of Craig, and I trust that you will come out in your numbers to socialize and to share with each other. They have their village day today, so you can visit and have a little barbecue and all that will be taking place, face painting, and the games that they will be playing. I must commend the organizers of this event. It is very important that we have these village days in our communities because it helps to foster social cohesion. You know, people can reach up, mingle, talk, showcase their skills and their talents, their businesses at these particular events. And at the local level, it's very important. And so this afternoon, Craig will have their village day. And I know the council took a decision. Well, I'm not sure if the council took the decision, but I know a decision was taken because I haven't seen the official documentation yet, which I'm trying to get, that there's a youth group that has been functioning for a number of years in that area. And it has been doing an excellent job in helping young men to pursue their careers, whether to be an officer in the police or soldier or any particular skills. The last council saw it fit to have them use the space. They use it on weekends to have their meetings. But this new council, for whatever reason, took a decision to stop them with some claims. Well, I hope that particular issue will be resolved and those young people will be allowed to continue using the space that benefits them in a good way. It has nothing to do with politics, the group. It is a community group. and it is a way of helping young people, guiding young men specifically into good careers and paths and so forth. And I can't understand why is it that when we have these change of councils, instead of person finding out what's the benefit, how does this impact the community, how does it help? You just take a decision because somebody come and says something and somebody says something else, but you of yourself have not conducted an investigation, interview persons who've been a part of the group and see how it has benefited them. But yet you take a decision to not have them meet there. And I want to encourage them, to rethink that position if that was indeed a council's decision. Because it is disappointing to know that when you have an opportunity to empower our young people, you're making life difficult for them. And these are things that we want to see happening in our communities where we can encourage our young people along that path of productiveness and guidance. They need, some of them really need the guidance to help them to choose the right career that they need. But yet say you have a council coming like that. The other thing, I spoke last week about it, I'm going to speak again. I see the zones have sports, and guess where it is being held? At Farm Community Center ground. Farm Community is not a 400-meter track. So these are things that we have to look at. I'm supposed to have Mr. Rudolph Adams on the show. I don't know if the operator can bring him for me. He's the chairman of Mocha Arcadia Community. He's indicating that he's on. So operator, I don't know if you could bring in Mr. Adams. I don't know if we're having some technical difficulties, but let's see if we're getting him on the show. Okay, he's having some problem. Mr. Adams, you have to log into the bottom and into the studio because the operator is not seeing you so that you can get in on the program to share with us what's happening in the Mocha Arcadia community. So please check at the bottom of your gadget and log and come into the studio, and so he will get you on the show. In the meantime, I continue to monitor what is happening at Herstelling or right through these bank Eccles. I visit these places almost every day. I take a stop in a community to see what's happening. Good morning, Mr. Adams. I'm not hearing you. Operator, what's happening there? Hi, good. Good morning, Mr. Adams. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the People's Representative. It's nice to have you here this morning.
Thanks for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure being with you and your viewers.
So good. So, Ms. Adams, tell us what's happening in your area. What can the residents look forward to?
Okay, immediately as we speak, for a matter of fact, last week we were had our second cleanup campaign. The first being in New Settler Street, and we're doing it incrementally. And we supposed to tomorrow morning we're supposed to start Cemetery Road. Okay. So what we're actually doing is cleaning up our community. This is also with the absence of the $4 million that we would have been approved by the Ministry of Local Government, where the 4 NDCs did not get the cleanup campaign. However, on our own, we're still trying to have our community cleanup, and we would have our second cleanup day tomorrow, and that's in Cemetery Road.
Thank you. So the residents of Mocha Arcadia community, please take note. Tomorrow is the second day of cleanup organized by the council, where they're cleaning the Cemetery Road. I recall asking the first time if the government actually put anything into it, because I know they always about to clean up. But they deprived the council of the money, still no money, but I must say hats off to the council for pursuing against all odds to keep doing what they can in the community. I must say that.
And this is after all we would have had our ground cleanup. The community and the entire country would have known that the
Yeah.
president had promised us to get the community, the Mocha community ground clean and and the tarmac. Fortunately or unfortunately, part of the tarmac work was done, but the ground was not done. But strangely, we would have written to the office of the president concerning this work that would have done. The president and the president office, and which is something new to us, which we appreciate, would have responded to us, telling us that the Ministry of Public Works would get on to us. Now, it's only yesterday we had our finance committee meeting, and a circular coming out from the minister himself indicating that the work on the scheme ground was done. And the work on the scheme ground was done, and $5 million was expended to clear this ground and level it and everything.
What?
We had get a correspondent, and it was dated in July, and that is after the president would have acknowledged our letter. However, I'm still to get the timeline of the correspondence, and we will try to engage the minister. I think the minister, in good faith, would like to assist in this endeavor. But I think the information that was fed to the minister is inaccurate. Is inaccurate. And then the letter would have stated the money that was expended. 5 million was expended for this ground, and in total 11 point something million in all was for the ground and the tarmac.
What? Wow, this is quite interesting, and I got
we're still to engage. We're still to engage the minister, whether by visiting his office or by communication with in documentation. But we would prefer to visit the minister's office, because the information that the minister would have gathered, or his office, I think it is totally inaccurate. After we would have posted all the activities before and after, we would have made effort to get the ground in order for the school sports.
Yes.
In addition to that, the NDC, Grove Diamond NDC, I was mistakenly saying because we uplift the roller from or Stellan Little Diamond NDC, but it belongs to Grove Diamond NDC. They would have loaned us their roller to help in preparing the ground. So I find it strange that the minister would have, this document came directly from the minister.
So the Grove NDC loan y'all, or you lend you it?
Yeah, they lent us the roller. They lent us the roller, which we appreciate. The camaraderie of NDC. to work with central government. Central government has to have the willingness to work with us, putting aside policy, not because we are an NDC that is majority APNU. It does not mean that we're not willing to work with the government. And that's the myth that the government has to change concerning the NDC that is managed by the opposition.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. They need to change that myth and do what is necessary. But you see, the thing what I observe is that these people love to go through back doors. They're the authority and always trying to go through the shortcut to anything or to look good. It's about them looking good. But if you do the right thing, you will look good because the right thing is being done. So I must commend you, Ms. Adams, and the new council for the hard work you're doing and pulling people together in our village so that they can do what is necessary. I must thank you for waking up early, and I do look forward to having you again on my show to share with our viewers. Any parting words for us?
Yeah, it's just that we have the community at heart. We supposed to have a fundraising activity in the form of a barbecue that would assist us in terms of our revenue base, because our revenue is low, and we will continue to work and communicate with our residents for the development and for us to work as a unit for social cohesion within our community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adams. I'm quite sure my viewers do appreciate having the information. So again, viewers, those of Mocha Arcadia, please note tomorrow is the second cleanup that will begin at Cemetery Road. And so you're encouraged to fall in on that cleanup campaign. So again, I want to thank all my viewers for tuning in. Remember, today is the Craig Village Day. And so you're encouraged to support. In closing, let me repeat my quote. True patriotism hates injustice in its own land more than anywhere else. True patriotism hates injustice in its own land more than anywhere else. And so we await justice for the people of KMU. I thank you so much for joining me, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.